Hello and welcome back to Chulip. This is a bonus video. Today we are going to be following Batayan around the town and seeing what he does for the day. Batayan has one of the most active schedules in town. He goes just about everywhere and does and says something different pretty much everywhere he goes. Wakes up at round about 10:40, gets up the latest out of anybody, immediately smokes a cigarette, and gets ready to start his day. I'm looking for a job. Let me know if someone is hiring. I can't make a living by singing, haha. Speaking of, his schedule completely changes once you give him the classified ad, so I'll be showing that later in the video as well. But for now, let's just watch him get on with his day. Picks up his trusty guitar, and let's get moving. First thing Batayan does after leaving is he comes over here. Says the same thing if you talk to him here. Looks around, make sure nobody's watching. And he digs around in the trash, just like we do. He'll do this for a little while. Soon enough, Michelle comes over. Batayan gets embarrassed. I don't really like her. It's okay, she doesn't really like you either. And let's go. If we go into the tunnel at the same time as him, we can catch him on the way. Alright, time for Batayan to go to work. He's gonna come over here, set himself up. Start playing a little bit of music. But soon enough, Michelle comes over, knocks his can away. And he picks up and tries to go somewhere else. Oh, same thing if you talk to him here. Coming up the stairs to the train station. Start singing again, but that doesn't last very long. At the very least, he gets free cigarettes, so I guess we know where he's getting them all from. He's always staring at me. Well, it's 500Z, he doesn't have to be spending on cigarettes. Speaking of cigarettes, comes over, smokes another one, and he seems to have given up on singing for a little while. I have no job, and I can't sing. There is no place for me to be in this town, haha. Poor guy. Can't find a job, can't even do the one thing that he wants to do, because everybody chases him away. He's just gonna hang out here for a little bit. We'll hang out with him. Stays here right through sundown. Kind of a sad little life he's got. At about 6 o'clock, he decides he's had enough of sitting around and he's gonna go try the whole singing thing again. That lady is gonna come here soon, haha. Except there's somebody here. Smokes again. Believe that's the third cigarette of the day. Oops. I'll wait until Goro is gone. Well, there goes Goro. Here comes cigarette number 4. Alright, Goro's gone. Time to start singing again. But this time we've got another problem. Cop's here. He shot at me, not at him. If I hadn't been standing there, the cop wouldn't have done anything. So Batayan just turns around and tries his best not to be seen. Eventually the cop will go away. Yeah, if you get caught, you get the death penalty. It's rough to be a busker in this town. But he does finally set up and start singing. Love starts at 100Z is written on an empty can. Put 100Z in the can. You can donate to him. But because you have not kissed him yet and he is not happy, I don't want money out of pity. But thanks anyway. Thank you. He will not sing for you. Suppose this is singing too. But he won't sing you a real song. That's it for Batayan's schedule for what he does. Well, actually, no, it's not. He does a couple other things. So we'll sit here and listen to him, and we'll see when he decides to pack up and go home. I don't know if he's singing real words here. It certainly sounds like he might be. But as I think I've already explained, his song that he sings is not real words, but it's set up in a way that it sounds like it could be, so who knows. Either way, after a couple hours, he's decided that that's enough for the night. And on his way home, he stops to get a fortune. Takes quite a bit of time getting a fortune, in fact. If we were to go back in the tunnel, we'd probably see him again, but we might miss him on the way back out. So we're just gonna wait for him here. Oh, he's not coming because the policeman's here. He's hiding in the tunnel from the policeman. That's what's going on. So we'll just hide by his trailer from the policeman. There he goes. And Batayan should be coming any minute now. There he is. I believe I'll be happy tomorrow and go to bed. So that's what he tells himself. I'll be happy tomorrow. And he goes in, smokes yet another cigarette. And then goes to bed. That's it for Batayan's schedule as it is now. His schedule is going to change when he goes to the factory. So we'll be right back to see that. We're back. I've given Batayan the classified ad and he's gotten a job at the factory. So now he wakes up at 4 a.m. Doesn't even smoke, just runs straight out the door. I am going to beat him out because if I don't, he's actually going to disappear. and you won't be able to see him go do the rest of his routine. He runs to the train station. There he goes. He'll beat us there, but that's okay. If you stay inside and you don't watch him go out, the game actually warps him straight to the train station. So, let us go buy a ticket so we can go with him to work. And the ticket guy isn't even awake yet. Alright, I'll take one ticket to the temple. And you can see Batayan is standing right here. He eventually goes on the train. We will go on the train as well. And we're actually going to watch him ride to work. Every now and then, if a character has a schedule change, like we've seen with Julie, you'll get to watch him. There he is. Good morning, Chuck. What a coincidence. By the way, are you happy, Chuck? What is happiness? I became a salaryman. If I get paid, I should be able to be happy. Here we are at the temple. Here he comes. He's gonna come buy a ticket. I'm gonna beat him to it, because otherwise we'll get stuck in an animation. We won't be able to. Oh, comes and runs us right over. So he buys his ticket, sits down, still has not smoked any cigarettes. No, I don't want to do that. I want to talk to him. I'm glad I got a job, but one day is very much like another. I go home late, very tired. I have no time to practice singing. I wonder if I made the right choice. So Batayan here might not be as happy as he thought he'd be once he got a job. Oh, looks like he was going to try to smoke a cigarette there, but realized he didn't have time. Alright, let's follow him onto the train. We're almost at the factory. I always feel depressed when I arrive at work. Definitely doesn't sound happy. We're going to follow him to work. He goes into the factory. We're going to go in after him. There he goes, back in the background there. Alright, let's go in and see Batayan as he works at the factory. Also, I think I've solved the funny bone exercise. So we'll take a look at that, if I have. If not, then you won't. You won't see me do it. But here comes Batayan in his work uniform, plus his little funny glasses, as we go off to work. Here we go. Batayan's the only one who's moving. Whether that's just because he's the only one who they programmed movement for, or because he's the only one who hasn't been totally turned into one of these guys, is up for interpretation. Alright, either I've figured this out, and you'll watch it now, or not, and I'll see you in a minute. We're back. I did not have the funny bone exercise figured out, so never mind about that. We're in section 2 here, and before we go see Batayan, let's pull this valve. Don't pull that valve. Now let's go see Batayan. Here he is inside this factory building. I'm employee number 9976. Oh? The manager of the day is Chuck? You are good. I'm still a subordinate. Huh. To be honest, I don't like this work environment. And there he is, standing at his little panel, doing his little work here in the factory. That's all he does. This is the entirety of his job, is just standing here pressing buttons. Doesn't seem like the most engaging job ever. It's also probably not that great for your body. So we'll just stand here and watch. And he doesn't do anything other than this. So I'll meet you at the end of the factory tour as we go back outside. The factory tour is over. It's time for everybody to go home. There's Batayan, already the first one in the train. And away we go, back to 000. After a fairly uneventful day of factory work, it's time for Batayan and I to go home. Here he comes, he's got his guitar back. He's not running this time. I guess he's pretty tired from his job, which is understandable. It's a pretty tiring job. Alright. Let's go home. Ha, I can't sing. Surely I do have money now, but I feel so empty. He's gonna sit on that bench as we wait for the next train home. Still hasn't smoked any cigarettes all day. I think about quitting my job, but I'm not brave enough to do it. Haha. I wish my boss would fire me. It's a tough situation. Does he stay at his job and have enough money to live comfortably, but be miserable at the same time? Or does he quit his job, not have enough money, but not be miserable? He has to spend a lot of his day not just commuting, but waiting for trains. This is time that he could be singing back in Long Life Town. But he can't because it takes a couple hours for the train to come. I've had long commutes before, and yeah, it kind of stinks having to ride on trains for an hour, but I can't imagine having to ride on a train for an hour and then have to wait for a train for 2 hours and then get to go home. That's rough. But here it comes. Let's ride the train together. I thought about happiness all day today. I used to be happy just by singing. I used to love singing. I'm so tired and I don't feel like singing. I only feel happy when I'm sleeping. Where's Batayan? There he is. Takes a little bit of time to get off the train. Must be because he's tired. Doesn't stop to sing. Just going straight home. He woke up at 4 o'clock to be able to get that train, and it's already midnight. So that means he only gets 4 hours of sleep now. Still stops to get his fortune, though. That's one daily ritual that he didn't want to give up on. Less than 4 hours of sleep. Still waiting for the policeman, I see. Down to 3 hours. Ha, I'm very tired now, haha. I don't know if this was a good choice for my life, but I chose to do it. I'll try until I get fired. Haha. And he goes home to take what is essentially a nap before waking up to do it all over again. Finally gets to smoke one cigarette for the night. And he'll be up in about 2 hours to repeat the cycle. I'll meet you back once he's been fired. We're back. I've kissed Batayan. He is back to his normal schedule from before he became a factory worker. The only thing that's different now is when you talk to him, he will always say the same thing. So let's see if we can talk to him. Music is the love of my life. What is the love of your life? Unfortunately, this replaces all of his dialogue everywhere. He will say this no matter what if you have kissed him. So kind of like how the factory workers will only say one thing once you've become the president, Batayan will only say one thing once he's been fired from the factory. The other thing that changes is that now that you have kissed him, you'll have a new song promotion for only 100Z. Put 100Z in the can. This time, he actually will sing for you. A single guy's serenade. Please enjoy. I'll let the song play again. That's it for his schedule. Please enjoy his song. Hopefully, I'll see you next time for something else. Thank you very much for listening. I can sleep well tonight, haha.